Talerico and Jason Hook. I am Noah Sandler as we bring you this matchup here on Wayne Hills TV. Both teams are coming off Week 1 wins over their opponents, with Hills beating Liberty Creek High School in Gallatin, Texas with a score of 34-19, and Ramapo beating Willingboro with a score of 48-20. So this Hills team is looking to have a new and improved year with a fresh group of captains and some seniors. So what do you guys think the keys to success are going to be?
The keys to winning this year for the Patriots are having more consistent play from the offense, and that includes the quarterback, Tyler Demikoff. First year as a starter, you just look for more consistent, and then you also want to mix in the passing game and the running game equally more. Obviously, they led heavily on John C's last week with his big game.
And now, Jason, what about you?
The key to success is definitely going to be working in those wide receivers. You know, as Jake said, John C's was really the star of the game last week, and they really got to start mixing in those guys, because teams are going to know that the quarterback, Tyler Demikoff, is going to run the ball. So he's got to mix things up, work in those wide receivers, and that's going to lead to success for this team.
Yeah, and their opponent tonight, Ramapo, was a really strong team. Ramapo came up on top last year just by a touchdown, so it was a really close game. Now let's take a look at a scouting report for this Ramapo team. So their record is 1-0. As I said, they had a Week 1 win, but last year they were 10-2. They lost their sectional final to Northern Highlands, but it was a really close game and a hard-fought year. And their starting quarterback is Jack Rooser, who's a D1 recruit to Harvard for next year. He had 247 yards in the last game, 16 for 25, 3 touchdowns, and only 1 interception. And they're in the Liberty Red Division, where Hills is now after a realignment for this year. And their head coach is Michael DeFazio in his first season. This is an all-new coaching staff for this Ramapo team. So in order to come away with the win tonight against this Ramapo team, there's got to be some key players. So guys, who are your key players for tonight?
My key player for tonight's game is number 18, the wide receiver, Matt Quagliana. Last week on offense, he had 3 receptions for 73 yards, and then playing safety on the defensive side of the ball, he had 12 total tackles.
And now, Jason, what about you?
My key player is John C's, the running back. On the offensive end, he had 13 carries and a total of 222 yards, scoring 3 touchdowns. As we said before, he's really one of the star players of this team at the running back. And on defensive end, he's been very impressive as well, with 7 total tackles in the last game. So an all-around great player, and I expect a lot from him today.
Yeah, I mean, he was runner-up for North Jersey Player of the Week last week, so he had a really strong week, and he's looking to improve on that and keep that going for this week. So now let's take a look at some highlights of last week's win over Liberty Creek in Tennessee. Before we wrap up our pregame show this week, I had a chance to sit down with Mike Fronicola to discuss tonight's game and the season as a whole. This is In the Huddle. Welcome to In the Huddle. This week and every week of the football season, I will be joined by a player on the team to talk about the upcoming game for the week and reflect on their personal game and the season as a whole. Today, I am pleased to be joined by offensive and defensive tackle number 58, Michael Fronicola. So, Mike, you guys are coming off an exciting win at Liberty Creek High School in Tennessee with a score of 34-19. What was that experience like, and how important was it to get that win in the season opener?
The experience was amazing. I mean, it's our first out-of-state game win since 2015, so that really hit, and it showed that we can win our out-of-state game. I thought it was a really good experience, which I just said. I mean, for the team going forward, I think this is going to be very good because it shows we're coming off of a very monumental win, which is very good. Yep.
And so now, obviously, last year was not the season that any of you hoped for. Your record wasn't great. So what do you guys feel like you need to do to achieve a better record than last year and kind of step it up this year?
Definitely our accountability and leadership, which I think has been shown. I mean, obviously I'm a senior, I'm a captain, so I mean, I can't really say that for myself, but I truly believe that our senior leadership has shown this year. And to step it up, I mean, we're going to run the ball down their throats. I mean, that's what we're going to do.
And now I want to focus on your personal game a little bit. So you're committed to the University of Pennsylvania to play Division I football next year. What have you done for this year and throughout your high school career to get yourself prepared for your senior year and then going into high school?
Well, when I was a sophomore and we played for the seniors. When I'm a junior, we played for the seniors. I'm a senior now, so I'm on the front line. I'm a senior now. So, I mean, I've put everything into this program because it means a lot to me, this place. So this year we're just going to go out there. We're going to do everything we can. We're going to win this game. We're going to show how much better Wayne Hills is and how we're back.
Yeah, so the game this week is against Ramapo, who had a great season last year as a Division I recruited quarterback and has always been a rival to Hill. What are the keys going to be going into this week's game?
Definitely playing very aggressive, tackling low. We're gonna run the ball down their throats, which I just said before. But hey, you saw John Sees. He had 222 rushing yards. I mean, he's going to be a key player this game. And
this is a huge rivalry between Hills and Ramapo. Do you guys kind of use that to fuel your energy going into the game? Yeah, I mean, it's the 50th anniversary. We've had alumni come talk to us all week long about this game, saying how important it is, telling us stories about how they've played. Our coaches, more than half of our coaches have played in this game too. Yeah. They always tell us stories, the whole thing. So it definitely adds fuel to this whole thing because it's very important to us. Yeah, well, thanks so much for joining me. Now let's send it back out to the field for all of the action right here on Wayne Hills TV. And now welcome back to Ramapo High School. And now let's send it into the locker room with Coach Demikoff for his pregame messages to the team.
It's Ramapo and it's Wayne Hills. Tonight it's a slugfest. You beat them up for 4 quarters, we win. Who's winning? Let's go! Hey, we're kneecapping people tonight. It's a fight in a phone booth. A fight in a phone booth. Stay in the fight. Hills on 3. 1, 2, 3.
And now welcome back to Ramapo High School, where the Green Raiders of Ramapo are playing your Wayne Hills Patriots. Again, I am Noah Sandler alongside Jason Hook and Jake Talerico for tonight's matchup. Before we get this game started, let's send it down to the 4th member of our team, Angel Casaleggio, for a report on tonight's game.
Thank you, Noah. Tonight I'm here at Ramapo High School. Tonight we're going to have hopefully a really good game. Both programs have a 1-0 record. I think personally for Hills, I think our running backs are going to really help us out, Johnny Mongelli and John Sees. John Sees with 222 yards and Johnny with 56. Thank you. Back to the booth.
Now the captains of both teams are out in the center of the field for the coin toss. Guys, what are your thoughts on the game?
Looks like Wayne Hills, I hope they come out with an aggressive approach against Ramapo. Obviously a strong team, especially on the offensive side of the ball. Defensive side, they just got to hold their own against a really high-powered offense with Ramapo. But I think it's going to be a really good game tonight.
Yeah, like I said in our pregame show, Ramapo came out on top last year, but it was a close game. It was only a 1-touchdown difference. I believe it was 21-14. So it's always a close matchup. This is the 50th edition of this rivalry. So this game means a lot to both teams. So I'm expecting a great game tonight as we're getting ready to go.
Another key player to throw in for Ramapo is the quarterback Jack Rooster, as Noah mentioned in the pregame. Obviously, D1 recruited to Harvard, someone Wayne Hills must keep an eye on for this whole entire game.
Yeah, now both teams in their opening huddles. The message to this team has got to be strong. You know, you got to come out strong from the first play all the way to the last play. give it all you got for the whole game.
Yeah, and you said it. I mean, a big win over in Tennessee. Obviously, we saw a very strong offense. It's going to be difficult to replicate that performance against such a great team like Ramapo, but they can get out there, be aggressive on the offensive end. This is definitely going to be a close game, and I think Hills has a chance to come out on top.
And both teams are taking the field. It'll be Hills to kick it off to start this game here at Ramapo High School in Franklin Lakes, New Jersey. Back for the kick is kicker number 11, Adam Kachani. And back to return, we got Ben Robinson and Nikki Cafaro. And the kick is off and we are underway. And they're all ready to bring it up the field. That's Cafaro, and he's quickly taken down by the Patriots. That tackle was led by Matt Quagliana.
Quagliano was one of our key players for today's game. Obviously, starting off early, great tackle. Make sure he doesn't get any extra yardage after passing that 25-yard line. Hill's in pretty good position with Ramapo at their own 30.
It'll be 1st and 10 from the 20. Oh, they're going to back them up a little bit. Looks like they're going to be starting from about the 18. And that is quickly handed off. That was to Ethan Moran, the running back. And now let's take a quick look at your Patriots defense.
Johnny Mangelli, James Fallon Elementary School.
John Cease, Albert Payson Tyrion.
Matthew Quagliana,
Tunistai Elementary.
Nick Hogan, James Fallon.
Adam Kuchani, John F. Kennedy Elementary School.
Josh Beck, Tunistai.
Emmanuel Dankla, 16th Avenue, Elmwood Park.
Michael Fernicola, James Fallon Elementary.
AJ Anzaldi, B. Tunistai Elementary.
It's now 3rd down and 1. Taken down by Matt Quagliana there on the last play. We got 4 receivers out. Grusher looks to pass. And he completes the pass. And that was to number 27, Nikki Cafaro. And whistle is blown, and Ramapo is going to have the ball at their own 39, 1st down.
Obviously, they got the 1st down, but I'm a bit confused on what happened, why the whistles were blown.
Yeah, I'm
Looks
not
like
sure.
they reset.
Not sure what the holdup was there, but it's now 1st down. And that is quickly passed to Ben Robinson, who takes it for the 1st down, and he gets to the 40, 30, 20, to the 10. That is a quick and early touchdown for the Ramapo Green Raiders. Just a few minutes into this game, they already have a 6-0 lead over the Patriots. I kind of saw that miscommunication there on the defense right from the start.
Yeah, Benjamin Robinson, let me tell you, he has some speed going up the sideline. Obviously, John Cease was back there playing strong safety, could not catch up to him.
That kid immediately caught the ball, turned on the jets. He was lined up with Hills running back and safety John Cease, also a very fast player. Fortunately, Robinson just blew him out of the field. He was able to score that touchdown.
Yeah, last week he only had 3 receptions, but for 53 yards, and he did have a touchdown in that game. And the extra point is good. That was from the kicker, Anthony Dabrowski.
This is definitely not a way you want to start off a game. Only a few plays from the Ramapo Raiders offense. They already scored the touchdown. Patriots really going to have to step things up on defense. As they can see, Ramapo, a very strong offense right out of the gate.
And now let's meet the Hills offense.
Michael Fernicola, James Fallon Elementary.
Emmanuel Dankos, 16th Avenue, Elmwood Park.
Tyler Demikoff, School 16 Elementary, Clifton, New Jersey.
Nick Hogan, James Fallon.
Tommy Pick, Tunistai Elementary. Ramsey Kubovsik, Albert Payson, Turkey.
Matthew Corleana, Tunistai Elementary.
Lucas Ricky, Pines Lake Elementary.
John Sees, Albert Payson Tyrion. Adam Kuchani, John F. Kennedy Elementary.
Nicholas Gerbovich, James Fallon Elementary School.
Now back to return is number 22, John Sees, along with number 29, Jonathan Mongelli. Those are the two really strong running backs for this team that Angel was talking about in a report earlier.
Ramapo discussing on probably where they want to kick it. You got three of our fastest guys there. Obviously, Noah said John Sees, Johnny Mangelli, and you also have Guy Giordano.
I'm not quite sure exactly what we're waiting for, but... And here we go. It'll be back for the kickoff is going to be number 87, Charlie Wingfield. And that goes out of bounds.
And that works out for the Patriots. As I'm not exactly sure, but they should start on the 40-yard line for kicking the ball out of bounds on the kickoff.
It'll be Hills with the ball at the 25. Actually, it's going to be it's actually at the 35-yard line. Tyler Demikoff, quarterback for this Hills team, doing the play calling. And he quickly hands it off to John Sees, but he's taken down for a loss.
Yeah, John was met immediately by number 33, Michael Scrin.
Ball still at 35. There was no loss in that play. It is second down, 2nd and 10. And flag is thrown. False start.
Looks like that was on number 72, Lucas Ricky on the left side.
False start. So it's now 2nd and 15. So not exactly the start that Hills was looking for in this game. Now Demikoff, and the flag is thrown again. Another false start on the Patriots.
And things are just not going their way right now. 2nd and 20 for the Wayne Hills Patriots. Definitely not how you want to start a drive, especially after giving up a touchdown this early in the first.
Yeah, it looks like they were looking to have Tyler Demikoff go on the move, which is a strong suit, throwing on the run. Seemed like the right side of the line jump. Maybe Mike Fernicola.
Now 2nd and 20. Now Demikoff looks to pass again. Looks like it's a similar play call to last time. Looking for an open man downfield, and he just has to throw it away. Was looking for Matt Quagliano on that play, but he was covered.
Now the Patriots on 3rd and 20. Definitely not an easy place to get out of, as they're on their own 25. Definitely a tough position to be in.
Now 3rd and 20. Demikoff with time. He passes it. That was completed to John Sees, but didn't get much on that. Now the punt team coming out on the field. the punter for the Patriots is Alex Ferreira in his first year on the team. So definitely not the drive that, well, just really not the way overall Hills was looking to start this game. There's still plenty of time. Now they got to play some strong defense. And back to return is number 27, Nikki Cafaro. And that is a short punt call, and that is a fair catch called by Cafaro. And they're already going to get it on the Hill side of the field.
Yeah, and talking back to the Patriots' first drive, obviously not how they scripted it. 2 false starts back-to-back, backs them up to a 3rd and 20. Tyler Domikoff had nowhere to go.
Got to come out strong on this defense. You got to get that tone set from the start of the game. They didn't set the tone how they wanted to from that first play, but there's still time to do that by trying to create a quick 3 and out here. Three receivers out there for Ramapo. Now Grusser hands it off, and that was to number 22, Ethan Moran. Second down, handed off again to Moran. But he's met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. That was a nice play there, led by number 3, Nick Hogan. Now 3rd down, got to get a stop here. And Grusser drop backs to pass. And unable to find an open man. Nice defense there by Hills. Brought the pressure early, and that's exactly what they needed to do. And now the punt unit will come out.
And after struggling on the offensive end, the Wayne Hills Patriots able to get those stops on the defensive end, definitely going to put them in a better place than they were before. You know, after letting up that touchdown so early, they really came out here, brought the defense, were a lot more aggressive, and it came out in their favor.
And that's a pretty short punt. And that goes into the end zone. And it'll be a touchback. Offense back out on the field. And that's quickly handed off. That was to Cease. Didn't get much on that play as he was quickly met by the defense.
So far, the offensive line for the Patriots has not done what they're supposed to. The false start set them back early. It seems like they can't get a good jump on this Ramapo D-line.
And that's handed off to Cease again. Cease able to get some yardage on that play, but he's quickly met and taken down. He was taken down there by Matt O'Brien, linebacker, the senior.
And once again, Ramapo is expecting that run from Wayne Hills. They hand it off to Cease once again, but Ramapo is right on them, expecting the handoff.
Yeah, Emmanuel Danquah was out there, number 6. It looks like John Cease got tackled more by him as he ran right into the back of him.
And looks to pass Demikoff. And he takes it for himself. Not able to get much yardage on that play. And punt unit will come out again. Again, back for the punt will be Alex Ferreira, and to return, Nikki Kafara. Kafara already waiting at about the 40. And that's a short punt. And Kafara called fair catch. Again, they're going to start with the ball on the Hill side of the field.
Yeah, Ferreira's second punt in the first 5 minutes of this game is not what he was expecting tonight, but early work for Ferreira.
And as you heard in that pregame interview with Mike Fernicola, they know what this rivalry means, and it means a lot to both of these teams. This is the 50th edition, so they both really want to win this game. This rivalry is just as much as some of them view the Hills Valley game. Still in the first quarter, first down, Ramapo. And Grusser takes it for himself, able to get some nice yardage. And he's going to take that to the 10 and walk that right in for a touchdown for the Green Raiders of Ramapo.
It looks like he might have stepped out of bounds.
But the whistle's blown. A flag down on the field. Waiting to hear what the call will be on this play. Looks like it'll be coming back. Did either of you guys see what happened on that play? Because I didn't. And now that's going to be back all the way to about the 45.
Looks like it was a hold on Ramapo.
No matter what it is, it's got to be good news for the Wayne Hills Patriots. Jack Grusser with an amazing run. There's a reason why he's going D1. But, I mean, luckily they get it called back. Ramapo back at their own 48.
And Grusser looks to pass. And down the field, he finds Robinson wide open. And it looks like they're going no huddle on that play. And that is taken by Moran to the house. Defense unable to catch up to him. And they're able to get their touchdown that they thought they had just a couple plays ago. So already 2 scores up in this first quarter.
Yeah, Ramapo is just being way more physical than the Patriots up front. I mean, the gaps for the running back are insane. That was number 22, Ethan Moran. And then it seems like even the secondary eventually can't catch up to the runner as they're playing really far up, especially the cornerbacks, playing more of a press coverage, and then the safeties are even up towards the box.
That was Ethan Moran's 3rd touchdown of the year, coming into this game with 52 yards, only a few rushes. Very talented running back.
And the extra point is good. And that'll make it a 14-0 game. And you can just see down on the field, Coach Demikoff is not happy with the way his team is playing right now, and understandably.
I mean, how could you be? I mean, 14-0, still 5 minutes left to go in the first, still 3 more quarters left. There's definitely time for this Wayne Hills Patriots team to come back, but it is not looking good for them offensively or defensively.
And while we have a minute, let's take a look at the upcoming schedule for the rest of the season for Hills. So as you see, they won last week in Liberty Creek. They got a couple of divisional matchups against Ramapo, Hackensack, Ridgewood, and Northern Highlands. And then they got their matchup starting next week with North Bergen. Then the week after that, a big game against Wayne Valley, trying to prove that they're the better team in Wayne. So they do have some tough games coming up down the road. So they're going to really have to try to up their game each and every week. And Mangelli to pick it up. And he's met at about the 20-yard line and taken down. Offense back out on the field for the Patriots. Three receivers out there. But that is handed off, and it is fumbled and recovered by the defense. John Sees fumbled the ball. And that's quickly picked up and fumbled by the Green Raiders of Ramapo.
And the series of unfortunate events for the Wayne Hills Patriots continues. Turnover is the last thing you want on that play.
Yeah, it seems like after that first screen pass to the right side, ran in for a touchdown, the momentum changed right away. Obviously, both teams come ready to go, ready to play, and Patriots, as soon as that happened, it seems like they lost all of their confidence.
Now, Jack Brewster and the offense are already back out on the field. And he'll take it for himself, and taken down by Nick Hogan. Didn't get many yards, if any, on that play.
Nick Hogan with a big game last week, 13 tackles down in Tennessee. I mean, he's been the middle linebacker for the past 2 years for the Patriots.
Second and 8. Just under 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Now Brewster looks to pass. Almost taken down. And he's able to find an open Landon That was Landon DePrima. Looks like he's the backup quarterback to make the catch.
Defensive tackle Darian Kim, along with Nick Hogan, were very close to getting the sack on Brewster. But Darian Kim, it looked like he was held a little bit. Could have been the call.
Now third down. Hills needs to get a stop here. Now Brewster drops back to pass. And he completes the pass to Will Scorodado. Well into the red zone at about the 5-yard line.
And that's not an easy catch to make. While being tackled midair, he still gets it on the ground. And once again, Wayne Hills defense falling apart here.
It's now first and goal from the 5. And that's handed off. And that is another touchdown for Ramapo, Ethan Moran. And that's his second touchdown of the game. The other one came from Ben Robinson. Already a 3-score game, and we're just in the first quarter.
Yeah, Ramapo has not let off the gas since the start of this game. Being aggressive on every single play in the offense, looking to score on every single play.
And the extra point is good. 21-0. Ramapo on top. Hills really need to step up their game starting right now. They want any shot of winning this game. They got to get out there, and they got to have a scoring drive in this moment. And back to return again is Cesar Mangeli. And for the kick, it's going to be Charlie Wingfield yet again. Picked up by Mangeli. And he's able to get some nice yardage. And he makes it all the way to about the 42-yard line. It's breaking quite a few tackles. Nice play by the sophomore. That gives some nice field position for this offense. They're going to get the ball at the 44-yard line. And that ball handed off to Mongeli. Able to get a few yards on that play, but he's taken down. He was taken down on that play by Matt O'Brien, the linebacker.
Looks like Mongeli might get a little more snaps after C's had the fumble on the last drive. But I'm sure C's will definitely be back after last week's performance.
And remember,
can't take his talent out.
Remember, he's just a sophomore. He's really looking great just as a sophomore for this team. 2 touchdowns last week. And handed off again to Mongeli. And a nice block there by Hogan. And Mongeli gets the first down for the Patriots. That was really helped there by Nick Hogan, the linebacker.
Yeah, and as you said, only a sophomore, bright future ahead of him. I mean, a great game in Tennessee. So far, having a few successful rushes. This drive has been great for Mongeli. Looks like they're going to keep him in with the success he's had so far this game.
Yeah, and that was a nice, easy first down, 1st and 10 from the 44. And that's handed off again to Mongeli. Able to get about a yard or 2 on that play. Using that forward progress, maybe he got 2.
Looked like a bit of helmet to helmet there. Mongeli tackled by 3 defenders at one time.
Yeah, it's definitely not easy going against this Ramapo defense. I mean, they're out there, they're strong, they're aggressive on the defensive end. Mongeli just unable to get past that defensive line.
That's handed off to Mongeli again. And able to get a couple yards on that play. Big 3rd down here. It's 3rd and 4 here. This defense is going to be attacking. Handed off to Mongeli again. And he's able to get a couple yards. Looks like it'll be 4 and 1.
Yeah, if you're the Patriots, you have to go for this. Down 21-0. You really have nothing to lose. You got to keep in the hot hand. Johnny Mongeli is your guy right now.
Yeah, especially with the field position, you got to go for it on this play. Because we're still only in the first quarter. And it's already a 3-score game. Big play here on 4th down.
Looks like he jumped offside.
And that'll be an automatic first down for the Patriots. That was number 64, Rocco Atazu. And now that was an easy way to get the first down.
That's exactly how you had to draw it up as Coach Demikoff. That's all you really want there. Jump off sides, don't have to worry about making the play. Free set of downs for the Patriots.
Just about a minute to go in this first quarter. Now Demikoff looks to pass downfield. Caught by Adam Kachani. Touchdown, Patriots. What a play there. Got wide open in his first year on the team. Adam Kachani making a statement.
What a beautiful throw by Tyler Demikoff to Adam Kachani right over the middle of the field. Tyler Demikoff is fired up on the sideline.
And it's just as I said in the pregame, passing is going to be this team's strength here. They run the ball a little bit too much, and Ramapo knows that. So getting that pass, Ramapo's not going to expect it, especially on first down, and it turns in their favor.
And out for the extra point, Kachani again after that nice touchdown. And well kicked there. Hills is on the board. That is what we like to see.
Another notable player on that drive was Johnny Mangelli, the sophomore. I mean, he couldn't have helped the Patriots anymore besides that pass. Johnny Mangelli got him down to about the 40-yard line on his kick return and had all the rushing yards until the Adam Kachani touchdown.
Yeah. Now that'll get the student section excited. They were a little quiet to start off the game, but that really got them going. It seemed like the defense really wasn't expecting a play. It looked like they were kind of expecting another run from Mangelli's. That's kind of the trend that Hills was going in for most of that drive. But they surprised them with, I think it was only one or two receivers out, and Demikov was able to find Kachani.
And Demikov, he has a nice arm. You know, he doesn't throw the ball a lot, but you know what? When he does, he's accurate, he's strong, he can get that open receiver if he's got it in Kachani. Luckily, blew by his defender, and it was just an easy touchdown from there.
Yep. Last game down in Tennessee, he didn't even throw any touchdowns. He did. Excuse me. He did get some passing yards, but he did not throw a touchdown. So that's his first. I believe that's his first in his Wayne's career passing touchdown. So that's definitely going to mean a lot to him. Kachani out there again for the kick. Back to return is Scordado and Cafaro. Now Cafaro will bring it up, and he's quickly met and taken down. It seems like this Hills team has got some life in them again. Now, less than a minute to go in this first quarter. About 47 seconds. And the Ramapo offense back out on the field. Now, Brewster takes it for himself, but he's quickly taken down. He was taken down on that play by A.J. Inzaldi.
Just about 30 seconds and winding down, but that last drive definitely gave the Patriots some confidence. They seem to play with a little more tone right now going into the second quarter soon.
And the clock is kind of running out. Brewster looks to pass, and he's able to complete that pass to Philip Veskov with 5 seconds left on the clock. And that'll do it for the first quarter. Ramapo up with a score of 21-7. And now let's send it down to Angel, who's got a report for us.
Here with the Riot student section, I'm really excited. It's the end of the first quarter, and we scored a touchdown. Hopefully we could, keep this momentum up in the second. What do you guys think?
Thanks, Angel. So guys, after that touchdown, you kind of see a little bit more life in this team. What have you guys been seeing?
I mean, I've seen stronger defense. You saw A.J. Inzaldi and Mike Fernicola, with that tag team taking down Jack Grusser for the sack. Seeing a lot more energy, as you said. They're hyped up. Big touchdown. They're cutting it a little bit closer. They're still down by 2 touchdowns, but the game is still within reach. Hills knows that, Ramapo knows that, and Hills has that momentum going into the second quarter.
Yeah, I mean, that the defense is kind of starting to make a little bit more of a statement than they did earlier in the game. Giving up those 3 early touchdowns was not good for the defense, but they were kind of starting to step it all up a little bit. They also want to mention Nick Hogan, who's really kind of stepping it up as well on the defense, as we see the defense we're talking about out on the field right now. And Grusser looks to pass, and Hogan after him. unable to get the tackle with Anzaldi, and Grooser's only able to make it a couple of yards. Almost sacked there twice by both Nick Hogan and AJ Anzaldi. So you really like the effort you're seeing now.
Yeah, and Grooser's a hard guy to tackle, as you said before. Future D1 athlete, and you can tell by his performance so far. Hard to sack. He's got a great arm, and all around he's getting through this Hills defense.
And Grooser will take it for himself again. And he's able to get the first down. And then he finally steps out of bounds at about the 40 on the opposite side of the field.
Yeah, that's a flag on Ramapo.
Oh, I didn't even see the flag there. Nice catch there, Jake. So that'll be coming back. So it'll be second down. And it'll be second down and about 13. Ramapo with the ball at the 42-yard line. And now Grooser drops back to pass with some time, and he completes the pass to Will Scordato, but he's quickly met there by Matt Quagliano to take him down.
Looks like it'll be about a 3rd and 5. Patriots should be expecting pass Ramapo, a really pass-heavy offense so far in this game.
And Grooser looks to pass again, and was almost taken down by Emmanuel Dankwa, but now he gets the first down on the run, and he's chased after, and finally taken down by John Sees. Dankwa almost able to take him down behind the line of scrimmage.
There was a flag thrown.
Yeah, there was a flag down on the field.
And it looks like, according to Adam Kachani, will be on Ramapo.
Of course Adam Kachani would say that. That would be in favor of his own team, but
refs are discussing.
It looks, yep, and they will walk it back. And that's another penalty on this drive.
Yeah, it's the second one. Emmanuel Dankwa, I really thought he had Grooser dead to rights in the backfield, but Grooser slid right off of him.
So now Ramapo is going to have the ball at the 35. It'll be a first down. Now Grooser drops back to pass. And it's intercepted by Adam Kachani, making a statement in this game. He gets to the 30, and he runs it all the way back to the 45. What a game Adam Kachani is having.
And he has been amazing so far. He got a touchdown. He scored his own PAT after his touchdown. An interception, a touchdown. All around, great kicker, great defensive back, great wide receiver. There's nothing this kid can't do, and he has shown it today.
This guy originally joined the team kind of hoping, just thinking he was just going to be the kicker, came from the soccer team. He played soccer last year, joined the football team this year, thought he would just be the kicker, and look at the statement he's making today. Touchdown as wide receiver, and now an interception as cornerback.
I almost want to say it looks like he knows what he's doing out there. That's 2 back-to-back drives, touchdown, then a pick.
And now with the offense back on the field, handed off to Mongeli. Able to get about a yard on that play. And that is handed off again to Mongeli. Not able to get many yards on that play. It'll be 3rd and long. Looks like he was met at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and 9.
Yeah, back-to-back runs. Mongeli has nowhere to go right now. Looks like someone we haven't seen on offense yet. Guy Giordano's coming out on the field as Nick Hogan and AJ Anzali are subbing out.
And it looked like Mangelli stumbled a little bit. I mean, a lot of plays in this past few minutes. I mean, could possibly be fatigue from all that running he's been doing. A lot of handoffs from this Hills offense.
And now Demikoff looks to pass. And he's able to complete the pass.
It looks
to
like
Matt
it did bounce.
Quagliana, but they're saying, and they're saying it did touch the ground.
They're calling it incomplete on the field.
They're calling it an incomplete pass. It really did look like he was able to get under that ball and make the catch. That was Quagliana.
Fourth and
now
9,
the punt unit will come out on the field.
Yeah, fourth and 9 on your own 36. It's not worth to go for it. Unfortunately, the pass a little low by Tyler Demikoff. It did look, from our point of view, that Matt Quagliana did catch that ball. Looks like the ref just called a flag for having too many men on the field. And it will be on the Patriots.
Doesn't look like they have too many men out there. I'm not sure exactly what that. Oh, it was a delay of game. So they're going to back up 5 yards.
Yeah, Coach Demikoff did not agree with that call. Looks like he gave the referee on the close sideline a couple words. As that hit one of the Ramapo players, it's a free ball. Patriots can jump on it. They did not. That's something that they need to capitalize on.
Yeah, it seemed like they may have not really noticed that that was their ball to get on top of after it hit one of the Ramapo players. So Ramapo with the ball at their own 40 with 9:09 to go in this first quarter. They got a first down. And Grusser looks to pass, and he's able to complete the pass to Robinson, who's unable to be taken down and finally taken down just short of the first down.
Yeah, that was actually the same play Ramapo scored on their first drive. That wide receiver screen to the far sideline.
And Ethan Moran, the running back for Ramapo, looking nasty with those footwork moves. I mean, getting past each and every defender he met face to face. Ridiculous how he got past every single one of them for the first.
And something to note, Robinson was just limping off the field. Looked like he couldn't put pressure on his right ankle, as now a pass is completed to Will Scordato for the first down. So Robinson making an impact in this game, but he just left. We're not sure the status of him exactly, but he looked like he wasn't able to put much weight on his right ankle as he was getting off the field. And now, almost taken down there is Grusser. And now, finally knocked out of bounds
by Johnny Mangelli. I mean, he hustles all over the field, on offense, on special teams, now on defense. Seems like he can do it all as a sophomore.
And I believe the ball came all the way back to the 46. Not sure what the penalty was on that play, but it'll be 1st and 20 now. Now Grusser drops back, looks to pass. And that pass was caught by Will Scordato, and he will take it into the end zone for another touchdown for Ramapo.
And talk about finding a diamond in the rough there. I mean, they had 25 yards to go. They get it right in front of where the original line of scrimmage was before the holding call, I believe it was. And then he gets all the way to the end zone. A tough break for this Wayne Hills defense. And Ramapo keeps on running up that score. Now up by 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, John Seas from the safety position came down to make that hit and just bounced right off the wide receiver. Couple good blocks by Ramapo. Aaron Ray was knocked out of bounds, and free sideline for Ramapo for the touchdown.
And that extra point is good. The score now 28-7. Ramapo in the lead. Coach Demikoff not happy. They really developed some nice energy right after that touchdown by Kachani. Then they got that interception. It looked like they were going in the right direction, but now just some missed blocks and some miscommunication on the defense, which unfortunately led to another touchdown for Ramapo.
Yeah, Ramapo let off that touchdown. They said that is not happening again, and so far, I mean, it's just been easy on them for this defense and this offense. Wayne Hills slowly falling apart. And a 3-possession game is something you don't want to have at any point in a game, let alone the second quarter with so much time left to play. Yet a 3-possession game is definitely going to be tough for them to come back from.
It'll be first down for Hills from about the 15-yard line. And flag down on the field.
Looks like it's a false start on the Patriots once again.
False start that'll push them back another 5 yards.
They'll be on the 10-yard line now to start their offensive drive.
That's 7.5 minutes to go in the first half. Now, Demikoff back looking to make the pass, and he's quickly taken down for another loss. Now they're going to have the ball at the 3, second down.
This team just cannot get a break. 2nd and 15. Still down by 3 possessions. 2nd and 15 is the last place you want to be, especially on your own 3-yard line.
And that's handed off, but Mongelli quickly taken down. It's 3rd and long.
Yeah, it seems like Ramapo's expecting the run every time, and they're guessing correctly. Besides that one touchdown pass to Adam Kachani, they ran the ball every single time since the start of the second quarter.
I mean, Ramapo definitely did their scouting. They knew Hills was going to try to keep this on the ground as much as they can, looking back at last week's game and where their strengths are. And again, they're going to run it. That was Mongelli, only able to get a few yards on that play. It's now 4th down. Punt team back out on the field. Alex Ferrero to punt it, and Nicky Cafaro back to return, and a very short punt. And that is scooped up by Cafaro, and he's knocked out of bounds just short of the goal line.
Yeah, I mean, a nice hit by Tae Shim, but it's unfortunate. It was at the 2-yard line, and he fumbled out of bounds.
I mean, this Patriots team cannot catch a break from their own 3. Extremely short punt. Looked like Ferreira couldn't get his foot under the ball properly. And, you know, it's so easy for that Ramapo Raiders receiver to get all the way to the 2-yard line. And this is just, it keeps eating away at this Wayne Hills Patriots team.
Now it's 1st and goal. Ramapo with the ball at Hills' 5-yard line.
Yeah, I mean, not even halfway through the second quarter, and Ramapo is looking to score again.
And Grusser took it for himself, and he's taken down just short of the goal line.
That was a good tackle by Emmanuel. It looked like Grusser was going to walk in.
And now 2nd down, ball at the 2. And Grusser hands it off, and he's taken down just short again.
The Patriots are really making a goal line stand here. That's 2 back-to-back plays for only about a yard.
That was some really nice defense. This has been some really nice defense. They got it to a 3rd down. Big defensive play here for Hills.
Yeah, 3rd and 2, but this is also 2 more downs for Ramapo. They're going to go for it on 4th and on the 2-yard line. But I would expect a pass here.
Now Grusser looks to pass. He's scrambling, and he'll walk it in for another touchdown for the Raiders of Ramapo High School. Now, it's now 34-7, just waiting on the extra point from the Raiders. And the extra point is good. And we have a 35-7 game, Ramapo in the lead. Just over 4 minutes to go in the first half. Seems like some of these players already don't have much life left in them. They're kind of looking down. Body language isn't great. And understandably, they're losing by 28 points, and we're still only in the first half.
Well, you know, if I was down by 4 touchdowns, I wouldn't be happy either, so I don't blame them.
But they really got to do their best to keep their energy up and try to score again. And that is taken up just past the 20 to about the 24-yard line. And the Hills offense back out on the field. And Demikov hands it off for a loss of a yard. That was John Sees on the carry. And he was taken down on that play by Rocco Atazu. It's now 2nd and 11. About 3.5 minutes to go in this first half. Now, Demikov drops back, and he completes the pass. That was completed to number 18, Matt Quagliana.
Now that's something I would like the Patriots to do a little more, is throw the ball. Last 2 completions were that 20-yard gain and the touchdown. Tyler Demikov can definitely throw the ball. There's no inability in him.
Now 4 receivers out there. And that was Demikov took it for himself. Gain of about 1 on that play. It's now 2nd down.
Patriots are going a little bit of tempo on their offense.
Now Demikov looks to pass, and that is incomplete.
The only reason why that's not a pass interference is because that pass was a little too uncatchable. Looks like it was a little too over his head. If that ball is more in E-Man's hands, I think they call the flag there.
It did look like he could have gotten the height on that play, but the refs decided not to call it. That was a little bit more of a marginal play where it could have gone either way from the refs.
It's 3rd and 9 now. I don't see why the Patriots aren't looking to pass the ball more. Down by 28 here in the second
Demikov
quarter.
with 3 receivers to his right, 1 to his left, and unable to complete the pass to Emmanuel Dankwa. 4th down, punt unit will come back out on the field. Well, actually, it looks like they are going to go. They are going to punt it, but it'll be Quagliana to punt and not Alex Ferreira, as his punting has not been great so far tonight.
Now, Quagliana was the punter last season.
And that was a nice punt by Quagliana. But Cafaro will take it up the field, and he makes it all the way to the 40, breaking many tackles. And he's finally taken down at the 38-yard line. Just over 2 minutes to go in this first half. Time after time after time, Ramapo keeps getting that strong field position because of the way the special teams is playing for the Sills team.
I mean, what we've been looking for is a good punt. Matt Quagliana punts it about 30 to 40 yards downfield, ends up getting another 30-yard return on the way back. But fun fact, Matt Quagliana actually played soccer, I'm sure, and he actually played goalie. That's where he gets his punting skills from.
It is a fun fact, Jake. Nice one.
Thanks.
And Grusser back to pass. He's able to complete the pass to Ethan Moran. Gets a few yards on that play. Just over 2 minutes to go now in this first half.
Yeah, it seems like the Patriots are sort of struggling, bringing down defenders. I mean, they keep making solid hits, but Ramapo, obviously a tough football team. That's how they're built. Just can't seem to bring down anybody, including quarterback Grusser, who's evaded multiple sacks tonight.
This is a 4-possession game. And Grusser drops back, looks to pass. Downfield. Finds a wide open Nicky Cafaro. Another touchdown for Ramapo. No defender was close enough
I don't think he could
to
have been
defend
anywhere.
that.
I don't think he could have been any more wide open on that catch. The only person down there was Adam Kachani, who was covering his guy. Can't cover two people at the same time, unfortunately.
The score is now 41-7 with 2 minutes left in the first half.
Now, I hate to ask this question. Could we see Ramapo score 100 points? It's not out of the question.
I would hope not.
It's not impossible.
And that extra point is good. It's now a 5-possession game.
Definitely not a great situation to be in for the Wayne Hills Patriots.
If I'm the Patriots, I think I'm looking to get to halftime. They need to regroup. They need a new game plan for the second half just to give Ramapo some type of competition here. So far, neither side of the ball has been great. They had a little bit of momentum early in the game when the game was still close, but it seems like they lost it all once again.
And now back to return the kick for Hills is going to be Mangeli and Cease. Now it'll be Cease to bring it up the field, and he's taken down at the 25-yard line. Demikoff and the offense looking to get a little bit of action going into halftime. It would be great if they could score here. Obviously, it might not mean much for the outcome of the game, but just to kind of get some life back in them going into the locker room.
I would hope for an aggressive approach by the Patriots. 2 minutes left. The new offense coordinator, Coach Peischel, should have some tricks up his sleeve just to get the offense going a little bit before the halftime.
And that's handed off, and he's quickly taken down, gain of 1. A little more than a minute to go. And now that's handed off again, taken up the middle.
Johnny Mangeli has nowhere to go. There is no gap. The offensive line is not getting much of a push against this Ramapo D-line, and they really haven't all night. Just under a minute left now here in the first half. Patriots probably one more play in, then take it to halftime.
It'll be 3rd and 7. Handed off again to Mangeli. And Mangeli looks like he's stopped just short of the first down. And as the clock is winding down, and that is going to do it for the first half here at Ramapo High School. Ramapo in the lead, 42-7. After the halftime show by both the cheer and marching band, we will be back for first half recap and second half action. All right, now welcome back to Wayne Hills High School. Again, Noah Sandler, Jake Talerico with you, as now we are pleased to introduce our new commentator for this year, Jesse Link, who's joining us for this season. Jesse, we'll get to your first half recap in just a moment, but now let's send it down to Angel, who has an interview with former Wayne Hills player Jason Modak.
Hey everyone, right now I'm here with Jason Modak. We're here at Ramapo. He's coming to watch the game. He's a former Wayne Hills football player. He graduated in 2018. Now he's playing at Holy Cross. So, Jason, what can you tell me about the game? What do you think that the team could do to come back from our losing?
Yeah, so I think the first half was kind of just bad tackling and not really great play up front blocking wise. So I think the big thing is just tackling well, making sure we're wrapping up, we're bringing guys to the ground. Then offensively, spreading the ball around a little bit. We took some shots deep, which helped. Gonna need some big plays to come back from this, so that's what we need to do in the second.
I totally agree. So can you tell me a little bit about what do you think of Adam Kuchani's performance? You know, he had that really great touchdown before, and he did intercept a pass. So I think that definitely gave us some hope for the rest of the game.
Yeah, I think we need definitely more big plays like that. We got to take shots deep like that. He's got to make more plays like that, especially defensively, making big plays. Got to call some turnovers here. Need a lot of big plays. So, yeah, that's got to be the goal in the second half. A lot of big plays, a lot of energy right out of the locker room.
I completely agree. Thank you so much for interviewing with us. Have a great night.
Thank you for having me.
Back to you in the booth.
All right, thanks, Angel, for that interview with Jason. So now, Jesse, what are your thoughts on this game?
So far, there are a few problems with tackling, and I had the privilege of talking to Coach Canonico, the offense and defensive line coach, earlier this week. And one of his key things that he said to winning this game was tackling. Even though it's a very fundamental thing and just regular football, it is very crucial to the Hills' victory today that they should tackle well. And as we're seeing now, they're not doing a very good job of it. So that needs to improve a lot before they can actually even think about trying to fight back and win.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like they've been getting the opportunities, kind of putting the pressure on Brewster and on Ramapo as a whole, but they're just not kind of taking that extra step and following through, which is really crucial in a game like this. You've got to be able to make those tackles because there were some plays, especially some of those touchdown plays, there may have been 3 or 4 missed tackles on that one play when that could have been easily avoided, and we could be looking at a very different score right now.
Yeah, it seems like the Patriots are just trying to lower the shoulder and lay the big hit, make a flashy play. I mean, like what Jesse just said, the fundamentals are key to win any football game, especially for Wayne Hills. There were so many times, like we just saw early in the first quarter, the play up the sideline, 3 missed tackles. Patriots are just not setting themselves up right to be in the right spots to help them win the game.
So now Hills is going to start with the ball for the second half. What do you guys think of the play calling so far?
So far, I think they've been running the ball a little bit too much. They should probably maybe try and mix in a little bit more of the pass game right now.
And Hills is going to get some nice field position to start the second half. Ball at the 32-yard line. It'll be first down. Offense back out on the field, led by Tyler Demikoff.
And I think that locker room speech, I'm assuming from Coach Demikoff, was just to change their attitude and have a little more confidence in themselves, erase the scoreboard, start new.
And now Demikoff quickly hands it off to Mongelli, but he's met at the line of scrimmage. Gain of about 4 or 5 on that play, second down. And the run game was working for a couple of the drives earlier on in this game, but then Ramapo has really been attacking it because they know that that's the strength for Hills.
Another thing I've had the pleasure of talking to Coach Canonico about is blocking, and they seem to be doing a very good job with it on the O-line so far.
And that's handed off again. That is taken by John Sees, who's taken down just short of the first down marker. Ball came loose, but I believe, ball came loose, but he was down before that occurred. It's now third down.
That would not have been good for John Sees after fumbling in the first quarter. Johnny Mongelli, the sophomore, showed what he can do on the field, almost replacing his spot with a very similar skill set. Thankfully, he was down there.
It's 3rd and 5. And that is handed off to Seas again, looking to get some forward progress. It's taken down short of the first down. He was taken down by James McGurko, the junior.
It's another 4th down for the Patriots as the punt team comes back out on the field.
Yep, the punt unit back out there yet again. They've been working a lot in this game. It'll be Quagliana back to punt again, as Frere not having the best game punting today. And a high snap, recovered nicely by Quagliana, and fair catch called by Cafaro.
That was the time when you want a receiver back there to catch the ball, because that could have been really bad for the Patriots.
Another thing that I think Hills could do really better tonight is maybe the running backs taking a different route, trying to bounce it a little bit more when they see some DBs coming downhill or linebackers trying to come in to make a tackle, maybe bounce it, or even the defensive line.
Yeah, I mean, they've been just going right up the middle. The defense is recognizing exactly what the play is going to be, so there's not much you can do with that run game. It seems like Coach Demikoff and the entire coaching staff should be calling some more passing plays, because they have proven to be successful on a couple times so far in this game, but it doesn't seem like they're making those play calls. Now Gruser back to pass, and he's able to complete the pass to Veskov, and he's taken down just short of the first down.
That was a really good tackle by Aaron Verrey, all alone on the far side of the field, playing cornerback, the sophomore. But as Jesse talked about fundamentals, that's what they need to do here in the second half.
It's now 2nd and 2. The ball is placed at the 48-yard line of Ramapo. And Gruser back to pass with time. He gets it to Cafaro. And Cafaro takes it well up the field until he's finally taken down at the 35-yard line. That was Quagliana on the tackle.
Ramapo likes to run these RPO reads, where Gruser decides to hand the ball off or throw it to the bubble screen on the outside. And it seems like the bubble screens were working, as they've had actually 2 touchdowns come off that exact play.
And Gruser completes another pass. That is to DePrima until he's finally knocked out of bounds after the first down.
Looked like John Seas coming in from the safety spot made that play.
But there is a penalty on that play. It'll be holding on the offense. It'll be first down, but first and long. And
looks like there's some offsides on the defense.
Offsides. So it'll be 1st and 15. 1st and 13. Now Gruser unable to be taken down there, and Gruser takes it down all the way to the 15-yard line, where he's finally knocked out of bounds by John Seas.
This is another thing that's been happening a lot tonight, is that they've had many opportunities of getting sacks, at least 4 or 5 tonight, and they just can't manage to make the tackle on the quarterback.
A lot of those are coming from Emmanuel Dankwa. He wasn't able to get that one, and he missed multiple earlier on in the game,
which is really unusual for him.
Yeah, I just feel like for Emmanuel, he needs more help back there. He seems like to be the only guy in the backfield.
And now that's handed off to Moran. Gain of about 5 on that play. And handed off again to Moran. And he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown for Ramapo. That'll be Ethan Moran for his 3rd touchdown of the game.
Already 4 minutes and 30 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. Ramapo.
Actually, yep, that was a touchdown. It looked like there may have been a flag, but there was not.
And so Ramapo has been running the clock throughout this whole entire second half. Already 4 minutes, 30 seconds left to go, as I just said. They ran the ball a lot, kept the ball in bounds. As there's a fumble on the snap.
The fumble, and he's taken down. So that extra point attempt, no good.
That was number 27, Nicky Cafaro. It actually looked like the snap hit his helmet, but recovered it himself and actually almost got into the end zone for the 2-point conversion.
Another thing Coach Canonico told me the other day was that their goal is to play Wayne Hills football, and there's 2 types of Wayne Hills football. There's the 2021 Wayne Hills football, and that led them to 3-7. And then there's the 10-time state championship football team for the Patriots. And this is looking a lot like last year's team, not really like the team that he was envisioning, I think, this year.
So 48-7 game with 4.5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Back to return this kick will be Mongelian Seas. That's picked up by Seas, and he's taken down at the 36-yard line. Demikoff and the offense back out on the field. First down for Hills. Little less than 4 minutes to go. Now, Demikoff takes it for himself, and he's met by Jake Butler and taken down. Gain of about 3 yards. It's 2nd and 7. And now Demikoff dropping back, looking to pass, and he's able to find an open lane, and he takes it all the way to the 46 where he's taken down. That's probably the best we've seen Demikoff all day on that play.
One more missed defender, and Tyler was gone for the end zone. But that's something he needs to start doing more, is doing things himself. Take the runs, make your own decisions.
That play was obviously not designed that way, but it ended up working out in their favor. First down. Now Demikoff looks to pass and intended for Quagliano, who got tripped up. Second down.
There was a couple of substitutes after the second half. Guy Giordano has came in at receiver, along with Chris Romano subbing in for Tommy Cook at left guard.
On second down, Demikov looks to pass again, and able to get to him quickly there was Kevin Schneider, so we kind of just had to throw it away. It's now 3rd and 10.
You know, this is not the offense that I was seeing in summer, in the middle of summer, and at camp and all that. I mean, this is a completely different offense. It looks like they're not on their A game right now. I mean, I know they can do better than this because they have done better than this.
And now on 3rd down, Demikov drops back, looks to pass again, and he'll take it up the middle where he was met by Christian Max Wintrack.
It's 4th down.
Line tracks on that play.
As the punt team, once again, for the second time in the second quarter, comes out on the field with just 50 seconds left to go.
And a timeout was called. Coaching staff looking to talk to the offense again. Now joining us back again, we got Jason Hook here.
Good evening, gentlemen. How are you?
Well, looking at the score, not a great game.
Yeah, man. I get it.
Are you watching what we're watching?
I've been trying to. It's been difficult, but been doing my best.
Well, in case you missed it on your little break, not much happened other than a Ramapo touchdown. It's now 4th down. Hills punting.
Yeah. I thought Ramapo would be at 70 by now, so
oh, that's a plus.
Yeah, so, you know, we're doing better than expected.
I'm glad. Well, seems like another timeout was called.
Might as well. You have 3.5. Give your team the longest break they possibly can before the half's over. Or not half, excuse me. Quarter.
So now with 41 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter, Quagliana back to punt it off. And back to return this time will be Gavin Taylor, the junior. And that was down at about the 21, where Grusser and the Ramapo offense will come back out onto the field. And that'll do it for our 3rd quarter. With the score at 48-7, Ramapo in the lead. Pretty good turnout from both teams in terms of student sections and fans in general. Seems like a little bit of a bigger turnout for student section for Ramapo, but both have been loud all game, especially Hills, which in a time where it's not looking great for them, They're still out here cheering, but Ramapo really going strong in their student section, being loud. We're now into the final 12 minutes of the game. And he's quickly taken down. And now let's send it to a report from Angel Casaleggio.
Hey everyone, unfortunately tonight it doesn't look like the score's in our favor, but hopefully next week we could, add another win to our record. Home against North Bergen, it's our senior night. I'm very excited. Thank you so much for tuning in. Back to you, Noah, in the booth.
Thanks, Angel. And now taking up the middle. And he's quickly stopped at the line of scrimmage. But the clock will just continue to wind down here, and that will be the goal of Ramapo. It's 3rd and 9. And now it's handed off. And a nice tackle there by Nick Hogan. That was number 36, Andrew Underdog on the carry, the junior.
Seems like the Hills defense is starting to heat up a little bit. Hopefully they can carry that a longer way.
Is it possible that this could be the first punt for Ramapo all day?
I doubt it.
I don't know if I recall another punt for them. Do either of you?
I mean, it seems like they've scored on every drive they've had. So, I'm sure they've punted it one or two times, sounds crazy to say the term only 48 points, but they only have 48 points, and they've had a few drives that they did not score on. So, I mean, it could very well be their first punt of the game. I mean, I want to, put it against you.
As we're now under 10 minutes to go in this game. Offense back out on the field for Hills.
Something to note about the Ramapo offense is that they have, like I said, the Hills offense needs to do better. They are really good at bouncing in the gaps with their running backs, and especially on outside runs, their receivers are really good at blocking the DBs coming downhill, trying to make those tackles.
So it's now first down for Hills. And that is handed off to Seas, who takes it for a solid gain, not enough for the first down. And Demikov back to pass. Looks like the same type of play that was the touchdown before. And took a hard hit there. Looked like he was able to get enough yardage for the first down. Looked like that was the exact same play from the touchdown before, with Kachani kind of on that slant route to the end zone.
And Demikov was hit hard on that play. I don't know if that was helmet-to-helmet contact, but I definitely heard it from up here in the bleachers. That was a difficult play to make, and he gets absolutely swatted on the tackle.
And now that is handed off to Seas again, and he's able to get the first down on that play. And Seas is hurt. Seas is injured on the Hill sideline. And now that ball is handed off to Mongelli, taken down at about the line of scrimmage. And Seas is able to get up there. And he's able to walk under his own power. It doesn't look like he's limping too much, so that's a good sign. May have just been a cramp on that play.
One of the things to note tonight is that the offensive line for Hills is doing exceptionally well. They're kind of like the unsung heroes here, and they have not given up many attempts to sack the quarterback tonight.
And that is taken up for a gain of a couple yards. And just to add on to your point there, that is definitely one of that's really their strong suit, because on the offensive line you have Ramsey Kubovsik at center, who's a senior. That's a nice experience. And then you also have Mike Fernicola, who is going to play Division I football at University of Pennsylvania. So that offensive line is really strong. And it's the same guys on defense as well on that line, so that's really probably the best part of the team that we've seen so far tonight, as pass intended for Adam Kachani is incomplete.
I think that might be one of the bigger things that's driving the offensive coordinator, Coach Peischel, away from passing tonight, is that they're having a hard time completing passes on this Ramapo defense.
Four minutes and 20 seconds to go in this fourth quarter. Demikov back to pass, and he completes the pass to Mongelli. Gain of 1 on that play. It'll be fourth down. Seems like there might be a little bit of confusion from both teams. It is, it's Ramapo's ball. And now that's handed off. And there's a flag down on the field. It's 2nd and 17. As we have about 2 minutes to go in this game. Now in at quarterback for Ramapo is James McGurko. He's no longer Jack Cruiser. And they're just, Ramapo just looking to wind the clock down. And it's now going to be 3rd down. As they're just taking the knee to wind this clock out. On 3rd down, they're just going to go into victory formation 2 more times, and that'll seal it. So, guys, what do you think this team needs to do to just forget about this one and kind of move on and focus on the future?
Well, you know, I don't think this was entirely Wayne Hill's fault this last year. I mean, you're playing against a very, very, very talented Ramapo team. You know, they had their struggles. They made a lot of mistakes here, but, you know, you're going up against a great team. You know, some of these mistakes aren't as drastic against, you know, the usual competition they have. So, you know, they're going to, I think after this game, they're going to realize, you know, this was an amazing team that we played against. You know, we can still bounce back. You know, there's going to be other games. But, you know, this one is definitely, I feel like this one is going to bite them.
Yeah, and that'll do it for this game with the final score 48-7, and they're just going to have to kind of forget about this one and kind of move on to the future. They got a 1-1 record. They did get that win last week. They got North Bergen next week, who, as far as I know, isn't that great of a team, so hopefully they'll kind of look to capitalize on that opportunity. Then in the future, following that, they have Wayne Valley, who's going to be a tough opponent. So in their practices over the next couple of weeks, they're going to kind of need to fine-tune their game plan.
Yeah, I mean, this is just obviously not working for them, and if I was Coach Demikoff, I would start working on tackling more in practice this week, because it's obviously a struggle for them right now, and, you know, always, I guess, practicing a little bit more on the things that you have struggles with is never a bad idea.
Yeah, that is an emphasis in their practices, but obviously it didn't really pan out correctly tonight. And that is going to wrap things up here at Ramapo High School. Once again, the final score 48-7 with Ramapo winning. For Jason Hook, Jake Talerico, Jesse Lincoln, Angel Casaleggio, I am Noah Sandler, and we will see you next week live for our home opener against North Bergen.